Hello everybody and welcome back to Dominion of Men. Here we are attacking our first Hobbit village with our cultic legions. This is Bucklebury, I believe, and we have broken through the gates. They only have a single unit defending. These are Hobbit archers, adorable looking little guys with bows. So yeah, I'm not sure, I've never having fought the Hobbits in the campaign. I don't know what to expect here. Glad to see that they're losing. Let's get the rest of the guys up here. They've got pretty decent range. But yeah, I think we've got this. Haven't taken any losses yet. Oh, there we go. They got one. It's just down to the captain at this point, and there he goes. Now this was the most lightly held of the Shire towns, and so we will be facing them in greater numbers in Delving and Undertowers. Those are the other two. And I saw that they've got some units that they have recruited or started the campaign with, so we will have to deal with those. Of course, the ranged capability is the thing we're most concerned about, but here we are. We got our first Shire town, and this will be nice because it will be trading with Bree. And so let's occupy. We got our capital nearby here. Now, the problem is, because we don't have enough money to really improve these settlements, I'm not sure if we'll be able to really overcome our deficit. But we will see how that goes. We are able to destroy... Oh, okay. Library of Rainy Hall allows us to train cultic city ballistas or ballistas of the Shadow Cult. Okay. Depending on whether we're Ways of the West or cultic, I suppose. So, I guess we won't destroy that. Because those could certainly be useful. There's nothing else in here that is destructible. These are all just buildings that are... representing farming or roads or things like that. So we are not going to be making really any money out of this settlement, unfortunately. And we're losing about 13,000 a turn. So what we have to do is immediately keep going and just keep this momentum up. Let's see if I can get away with leaving just the Uruk swords behind because they are the cheapest unit, but no. So we just might not be able to do this, unfortunately. Let's see, because we've got our capital over at 3 Ways. If we move it towards Bree or Amansul, that would probably be fine. Let's put it at Bree. Okay, improves our income a little bit. But yeah, this is a very very unfriendly place for us. The garrison's only doing 20%, so I think put another unit of Grim Spears in there, and that ought to do it. Okay. So we'll keep going over towards Delving. We also had a new development in that we are now at war with Tharbad. They sent an army up to 3 Ways, and we drove them off. So this could be a problem for our long-term goals, because again, if we are not able to contain this faction, we will have a hard time of it, both defending against Tharbad and expanding against the elves in the west. So we have to hope that everything goes really well in the east so that we can continue with the campaign. One thing I'm thinking of, though, that might make my life a bit easier is if I can gift some territory to the dwarves, that could shut off Tharbad from us in terms of a border. So I could take like a settlement or 2 or 3 up here and give one of the choke point settlements, like a fort, to the dwarves if they would accept it. Now, I'm not sure that they would, because a lot of times the AI is very suspicious of you just giving away a settlement that's far from their homeland. So, okay, we got the classic AI thing here, except where we will attack, please do not attack. Let's ask for some money. And this is definitely not going to work, but let's see if it does anyway. No, they're not interested in that. How about just a little bit? Just 100. All right, fantastic. Let's see if they don't attack. And last season, we lost almost 13,000. So I think what we want to do is actually go for Undertowers immediately. We can assault it right off the bat. And we can see what they've got here. Sadok Gamgee with some Hobbit archers, as well as some Hobbit bounders. So these guys have a sort of a long staff, I guess. Well, let's jump right in. We'll get rid of this settlement, at least. If we can't hold it, you know, that's fine. But this will put us into a border with the elves, right at Mithlond, the Grey Havens. I'm not eager to attack them just yet because, well, our force here is kind of weak. And so what I want to do is bring up the army that's in the east, over in the Mirkwood region. So as soon as they get done with that, we will have them come back, turn around, head back into the west. All right, we'll just head back here. What do we have for horses? I don't know that the hobbits are going to really have any answer to our cav. Maybe the hobbit bounders. Let's take a look at the model here. So I don't know, actually. Are they effective against riders? No. Pretty low attack, it looks like, but they're already shooting at us. So this is the thing. We don't want to take losses. So let's run in with the swords. What do they do against the bounders? All right, actually, not too great. But this is the bodyguard. This is the unit we can afford to take the most losses on, because he will replenish. Switch to swords over there. These guys took quite a few losses. All right, there goes the general. And our archers are now able to hit them, which is great. I don't want to take any losses, obviously. Okay, there go the bounders, and let's charge in with my general. Still got some units up at the town center there, but this will be the other bodyguard. There's that. And I think we'll just send the cav in to deal with this. Actually, that's a bounder unit. Or 2 bounders units. Okay. Let's bring the archers then. And let's actually send the cav around. We'll rest up once we get to the top level there. Alright, so their archers are already hitting us. Okay. So there go their archers. And actually, we want our bows on skirmish, I guess. We'll just stay back from them. They're going to route periodically, come back to this square. There we go. Alright, clear victory. We lost 14 men, I guess. So the Shire is 2/3 in our hands now, and just Mickle Delving remains. Alright, yeah, let's occupy. Lowering the taxes there is enough. We're not going to move these units out. And so again, we got a library building here. Library of the Towers. So this this will bring us some benefits eventually. But again, this settlement is not making us really hardly anything. So this one does have pipeweed. So if we take this, you know, maybe that's where our trade income is gonna come from. Undertowers, I don't think has any trade resources. Bucklebury doesn't look like it has trade either. At least any trade resources. Let's take a look at the trade summary scroll. Yeah, they're importing pipeweed from Bree. So, you know, that's fine, but we don't really have that great of a trade network set up here. Let's send our scout over to check out Mythlond. I don't see Glorfindel around, but here's some Noldor swords, some Elven riders, a very tough cavalry unit. Although they don't have spears, they have swords. They're still very strong. And Lindon Guards. This is the unit that's going to be the biggest problem for us. We will be trying to shoot them as much as possible because they don't have shields, but they've got just an amazing armor and defense in general, and 2 hit points, of course. So that's going to be a tough unit, and the AI elves are going to be training them over here. So there's Glorfindel right here. Let's take a look at that bodyguard unit, the Noldor Riders. And again, these are eventually going to go away. I am tempted to fight them immediately just to show kind of how powerful they are, but I don't really want to throw away all of my armies just yet. Captain. So we got to decide what to do here. I could go for Sarnford, but I don't think I'm going to be able to really hold it. So let's see. We do have to do something about Tharbad. I know they just gave us gold not to attack them, but let's maybe ignore that. Let's get down here. What do they have? Okay, not a ton. What I could do is try to hit this army, and let's see if we can take the city. Their bodyguard units are infantry, so merchant guard, and this is a decent unit, but we've got enough archers and cavalry that I think we could deal with that pretty easily. This is their faction leader, and the toughest thing they have here is the city longbowmen, which are a match for our royal longbowmen. But let's do this. If we can take Tharbad itself, that would remove some of the attention from our own settlements. And I think Tharbad is a pretty easy place to hold. I can't remember what the battle map is, if it's that raised elevation one or if it's the more flat Dunedainic city model. Alright, so here are the bows. Whoops, those are swords. These are the bows. Okay, and we've got our 2 infantry units. And honestly, we can just keep them in the background. We'll have our cav on either wing. And we're attacking, so their reinforcements are going to come from the right, from the city. And so I think we want to send, actually, like all of our cavalry towards the city. We'll send them out like in one. Okay, there they are. They've got their own cav, and they've got 1 unit of spears here, as well as that's their bodyguard unit. Let's let them approach. Okay, so there is the army that we actually attacked off to the left on that hill. And if they march all the way over there, then that would be great, because it will be harder for them to just flee the battlefield. Okay, here are the city longbowmen. I want to run up. Can't quite reach him yet, but let's go a little bit closer. They have merchant scouts. That's a cav unit. All right, let's hit the those merchant scouts. We actually can hit their longbows. So I think we drive off this unit. This is their most mobile unit by far. Very light cavalry. Now we're going to aim at their merchant guard. These guys are going to do better, and we are getting hit by spears, but I think we have to accept it. That we're going to get stuck into the melee. Alright, actually, I want to pull these guys back, and we can just skirmish away from their bodyguard. We are taking some losses here. Alright, but they're going to get hit from the back. I am worried that this force is going to retreat. Looks like they're going off map. Just pull through here. Let's take everybody. Yeah, I think they're going. And I don't think we can catch them because the edge of the map is right there. So that's too bad. Yeah, let's just sit here. We'll we're not going to catch that longbowman unit either, but let's maybe hit these guys, and yeah, there he goes. See if we can get the spears of the bridge, maybe, before they completely flee. Alright, so they're broken, and then this army's just going to leave. Which is too bad. So we won't get the city. Yeah. Alright, we're going to get started on it, though. And they've got some reinforcements in the area, so they might hit us with that. Well, we gotta focus on moving our guys into the north here. I get a diplomat headed down to talk to the dwarves. And so this is Bjorning territory, which is a little unsettling, because they could certainly ambush us or just hit us. There's also a rebel territory up here that is an orc hold, so if I get on that territory, they may hit me. I'm thinking the Bjornings are not going to try anything because we don't really share any borders, so they may not attack me just yet. I'm just kind of passing through.
Captain, forward. Onward. Out of move,
Yeah, let's get the spy up here. And we need to get all the way up here so we can take this path into the woods. On this side of Rovanion, we have the other army that has so far not seen any action. Moving him up north and kind of vaguely west. There's a few different ways I can go. I'm not sure yet exactly how we want to do that. Alright, so the question is, what's Tharbad going to do? Alright, nothing. So, then, how does the autocalc look? That's what I'm wondering about. Let's do that. We had a clear victory there. We took Tharbad. We did take some losses, but honestly, at this point, we've got to take losses We're down to only 10,000 a turn being lost. Alright, Farharad and Harad are at war. We've destroyed Tharbad. Or the city of Tharbad, at least. And the Dominion of Men. So, this message pops up when... usually when a faction attacks the Shire, or when the Elves are at war with the Reunited Kingdom, or the Dwarves are at war with Dale, or something like that happens. It's pretty unusual. We get that message about the Dominion of Men, basically saying all bets are off. You don't know what's going to happen next. Let's take a look at the diplomacy and see if there's anything unusual other than what I'm doing. We've got, let's see, the Dwarves are at war with Dale. Okay, so that explains it. Otherwise, we would have gotten the message earlier when I besieged Bucklebury. So the Dwarves and Dale sometimes do go to war. It happened fairly early in this campaign. Okay, so we've got Tharbad now, and we can look at destroying some of these things. I want to keep these provincial councils, though, because they do help us. But I think, let's see. We could, if we build up the infrastructure here, we could use this to train mariners, which are a very useful unit, actually. And now that I'm thinking of it, this could be what we need to help us against the elves. I think they only have a couple of javelins, but that would be really helpful to strip away that extra hit point. So I'm thinking I want to keep that, and we'll repair it later. We want to keep the Homeland Dominion for now because there's nothing we can do to replace it, so we may as well just keep all of this stuff. So again, we're not making a lot of money. We'll lower the taxes. Let's see. I don't want to gift this to the dwarves all of a sudden.
Orders? Sir! Yes, Captain!
But what I could do... Let's see if... let's see how much public order problems there. Okay, not too many. If I go over here and take the Southguard Fort and gift this to the dwarves, again, I don't know if they'll take it. But if they did, that would be great. And then I could just conquer these two settlements or anything else that Tharbad has taken. And then I'd be pretty much all set because the dwarves would kind of defend that for me if they agree to it, which they may not. Tharbad also has this, so they do share a border with Rivendell. As we can see, they could march right up here and take that, which would not be very difficult for them. So I do have to think about that. However, Rivendell is not very useful. So if I lose it, you know, I lose it, and I'll just fall back and focus on defending Lastbridge. But that does give us a bit of impetus to keep up the pressure here. So I'm wondering now if this army, if it might be best to take this army into the west through here, or to try another route, or whether it's better to keep them going towards the Elven King's halls.
Orders? March!
It's going to be really difficult for him to cross at Oldford because the Bjornings just have that zone of control, which includes the fort itself. So I may be better off bringing him north anyway. And we'll get him over this pass, and we'll have to go over that one. That brings us up around Framsburg, and that may be fine. Okay, so we're still in Ravanian's territory. I'm wondering if I should get into Dale's land or kind of hold off and hug the woods. I think I'll do that. We'll head up to around here. Just uncover that city. And then get up into here. And I think that's all we can do right now. We still have this for some odd reason, but I'm sure we'll lose it. There it goes. Alright, and Tharbad is being very hesitant to attack us. So here's what we want to try. We want to try assaulting this. Autocalc, okay, good, thank you. Alright, so we have that. We'll lay it desolate, and we'll see if the dwarves will take it. And I'm not feeling good about it, but let's see. We want to offer, give province. We want to give you the Southguard Fort. And we also want to offer you trade rights and map info, please. No. Yeah. If we tossed in some money, they would take it. However, we can't afford to do that. obviously. So let's just destroy everything here. I know the local trader is theoretically useful, but it's, I don't know, it's this is going to be very tricky for us to maintain. Let's see. I don't want to hold up in the fort. I'll leave a unit of just my smallest unit of cav there. We'll go back to Tharbad. That's the one we really want to hold. We'll lower the taxes a bit, see if we can hold on to it for a little while longer, and continue moving into the north with our armies. Maybe we can get set up pretty soon here. So yeah, we're running into zone of control issues around Old Ford, but I guess that's just the way it's going to have to go. This doesn't look so bad now that I'm looking at it. I know we've got 2 cities to deal with. 2 elven settlements. One down here, and one up here, Elven King's Halls.
Captain. Move out. Move depleted, sir. Assassin.
And there's no way to get... If I can't bring this army through here and up, like I can't cut through the forest. So I'm going to have to kind of go around... yeah, I could either go all the way through the forest here to Old Ford and then up and over, but that seems like a waste of time. Or I could go right up around here and trespass on Dale's territory and go around that way. Now, this is also going to be difficult.
Captain. March.
And it's telling me that I have to actually go around the Lonely Mountain. But I think, you know, if I have to do that, that's what I have to do. I'm going to try to make it so that I don't spend any turns in Dwarven lands. And so I think then it probably does make sense to bring this army over to the east. But I also need these guys in the west. Let's head up here, and we'll go up this way. We'll head over the mountains. I really don't want to fight with Tharbad right now, but I don't have a choice. All right, coming of age. Where is this? Tharbad. Okay, that's actually nice. So we've got a new family member here, and they haven't attacked us here. So Dale is at war with Rune. That's good. We only lost 9,000 last turn. Inching up to 100,000 lost. So we might not see negative 1,000,000 if we can right this ship. Let's see. Do I want to head over to Mickeldelving? The ruler's looking pretty old. Don't know how much difference it's going to make. And yeah, public order is so hard. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's take all of our forces over, and we'll just we'll let them starve for a little while. I think this is going to just rebel, and so you know, that's fine. Rebels are going to take it. That's a little unfortunate, but this is the place I think that's going to make us the money. It's got the pipeweed resource, so I think that will be the most useful place for us to take in the area.
Can I be of service? I cannot do that, sir. Without delay. Out of moves.
All right, we're getting up towards Franzberg, and what I want to do with this army is head it up, maybe through the pass, over to the north, and then down, and then we'll have all these fresh units to reinforce whatever we need them to do. Now we are free of the Old Ford zone of control. We can head north. And this army, we're gonna have to march them up into Dale's territory, and this could be a problem. But again, I'm not sure that Dale is going to just straight up attack us, because they're fighting the dwarfs, so they have bigger problems. Well, you know, actually, good on you, Dale. We both got the same idea here. Okay, so spy in. Emenduir only has a couple of units. The Elven King's Halls. Okay, there we go. I was wondering about this. This is a problem. So all of these units are sitting outside the settlement. They've got a lot of archers. Almost all of these units have bows. This is the only one that doesn't. Every single other one is an archer unit, and some of them are pretty tough. But this is our catapult army. This army has 4 bows anyway, so hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, we'll have to see. Alright, they snuck up towards Three Ways and put us under siege there. So, I don't know. This campaign may not end well. Like, we're single-mindedly going after the elves who've completely screwed our economy. And so we just, this may not work. We may not be able to defend our lands in Eriador. Looks like the dwarves got the better of that attack. So I'm going to head up here, and I don't want to set foot on dwarven territory, although actually I could, because they're stuck in Erebor, thanks to the zone of control from Dale. So this is actually great. This army's going to run into a bit of a problem here, stuck because of Dale. I don't want to declare war on them, though. We'll head up on through in the following turn, and now we've got to decide, do I want to, you know, leave Tharbad alone? I think I have to. What did we have, 48 men in here last time? I think that worked. Yeah. Okay. Are we going to have to actually fight this? Well, I think this is probably a good point for us to stop the episode. I may not show this battle, just a pretty straightforward thing against another mannish faction. Not really what I want the focus of the Let's Play to be, but we'll see how it goes. We do have an assault to resolve coming up in a little while, the assault of Mickle Delving, and then we are getting closer to our big goal over in the east. Both of our armies closing in on the capital of the elves, around the Elven King's halls and this Emenduir settlement. So if we can take both of these out, then we've got some forces that we can bring back into the west and try to save things. If not, we may be looking in like we're in some trouble. So that that remains to be seen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. Until the next one, take care.